I did have a small setup in my family house and it was fantastic. I could arrange certain friends to come and record. We'd run cables down the stairs, have the drum kit in the front room, the control room was upstairs. It was a lot of fun, and you know, it's stuff I look back at now really fondly and just think, wow, what a hassle, you know. So I'm Martin, I run a recording studio here in England, and for me, making music is something that forever I will probably do in different levels, sometimes really busy, sometimes really quiet. And it's for that reason this video has kind of inspired me to talk to you today. So the topic of this video is, so what happens after audio school, audio college, university, whatever you've done, maybe you're about to. So this is really for maybe 3 years' time when you've completed your course and you're out in the real world and you know, you're sort of wondering what to do. So if this kind of is you right now, maybe this is something which could help you, could give you some inspiration and give you some ideas as well. Audio college is fantastic. You'll meet lots of people, ones you like, ones you absolutely can't stand, teachers that will inspire you, some that will just talk about themselves and you'll never really get anything from them because they've kind of kept it to themselves. But all these cliches may ring true, they may not. I studied around 20 odd years ago and it was a good experience for lots of reasons, but I'm not going to get into that. It's not that sort of rant. For me, I want to talk about the things that you can kind of do, and I've kind of put it in different steps after you've finished your college course in audio engineering. And it could really relate to anything, to be honest with you. But for me personally, these are from my own experiences. So let's get into those particular subjects. So after audio college, yes, come home, go wherever you need to go or where you're going to live. But the first most important part is just reflect on what you've just done. And it's really time to find the niche of what audio engineering you can actually do to make a living. Because yeah, we all go into college thinking we're going to maybe come out and become these huge record producers, but there's loads of different jobs you can do within audio recording. So find your niche, find the thing that is maybe local to you that could be beneficial. Maybe it's something remote that you could do in your own recording space if you have one, even if it's a laptop, an interface and a microphone. You know, you need to think a little bit outside the box. If you haven't had that breakthrough or met somebody who can walk you in the door or on tour with the band, etc., then look for your niche. Niches could be anything from audiobooks, forensic audio, you know, really trying to figure out what was said on a tape for criminal stuff, you know, find out what you could actually do. It might be just doing drum recording. So if you're a good drummer, you might say, I can arrange a setup somewhere, even if in your own recording space at home, which you could somehow, you know, kind of make more soundproof to do. So you can offer a service online to record for people. So yeah, there's lots and lots and lots. I can't name them all. You're going to have to do a little bit of homework. But thinking outside the box a little bit from the big dream could give you a great career without even realizing it within the audio engineering capacity. Number 2, keep learning. Yes, you finished college, that's it, throw the books away. Nothing's ever going to change. It's always going to be the same stuff, right? Completely wrong. My goodness. Okay, some of the kit looks kind of familiar, which I kind of similarly used years ago in my own studio, but so much stuff changes. The way you record will change. The way things have to sound will change. Never be as stuck in the mud and think that once you've finished your course, that's it. Don't pick up a book or research or learn from another producer, engineer, artist. It's the biggest mistake. And yeah, it's easy to feel that you know it all. And right now you might know it all. You might know everything on the textbook, that's for sure. You might not know everything in the real world once you've got a load of people in the studio, producers, record companies, publishers who want things done in a certain way and you're the one and you've got deadlines, etc. You'll learn all that as you go along, but keep learning, stay humble and be true to what you did in the first place by learning and going to an audio college. Number 3, stay connected. Make friends. Make sure you know at least your local busker. Surely you go into town, you have a cup of coffee at your local place, go and say hello. You never know where the conversations lead. Even if it's just inspiration, it's nice to have people within your industry that you can talk to. It doesn't have to be in person. Don't feel like you have to be out there. You know, it's not necessarily going to work that way. Sometimes it is just a quick email, just to say, hi, I noticed that you run a recording space nearby. If you fancy a coffee when you're not too busy, more than happy to shout you a cappuccino or something and let's have a chat. I've just finished college, etc. You don't have to go in and say, I need a job, blah, blah, blah. Just be a nice person, you know, just introduce yourself. It could be the local music store if they still exist in your area. Sadly, they are quite limited these days in sort of like town centres. But just connecting with people, having friends that are in a band, whether it's an events band that just do weddings or something, or even if it's a band that's up and coming, the ones that are really trying to get there, just stay in the loop, you know, and congratulate them on their great recordings or their great live performance. They'll love all that, and it keeps you in a connection and in a relationship of some sorts, because you never know where it could lead you. Number 4, and this is really one which I fully understand if it's not feasible for lots of reasons, not just the money side, the space, how your living arrangements are, but it would be to start your own, I call project studio, meaning just a studio room. So it could just be a small room, a box room, the smallest room in your house, whether it's your family house, but one where you can just dedicate your particular, shall we say, hobby to recording music. Most of us will already have this, possibly before you even started to study audio engineering, but having that space opens the door. It means you're able to suddenly work as an audio engineer, producer for yourself at home. You can make a website, you could reach out on social media and say, look, I can do this, this and this. I could mix for you. I could bring my equipment to the event and then mix it all when I come back to the space, the environment, which I know. It doesn't have to be elaborate. You don't have to make out your Abbey Road recording studios. You just have to kind of be honest on where you are, but also create the vision of where it's going to go. For me personally, I did exactly that. When I finished college, although I got into different niches with live audio and recording for vocals mostly, I did have a small setup in my family house and it was fantastic. I could arrange certain friends to come and record. We'd run cables down the stairs, have the drum kit in the front room, the control room was upstairs. It was a lot of fun, and you know, it's stuff I look back at now really fondly and just think, wow, what a hassle, you know, but it was fun, and it leads you to the next step. So when you have your own space with the right partner and willingness, you can start to do your own thing in your own home possibly, or even take the leap, which you mustn't do really, really lightly, rent a commercial place and become a recording, live rehearsal kind of environment for people to come and use and spend money, etc. But remember, most studios are residential. Abbey Road is a residential area. It might have change of use, but it's a residential street. And I keep referring to that because it's probably the most famous studio which we know of as such in the UK. And, you know, you have to keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with a home studio becoming bigger. And that's when the project studio comes in, and you kind of use that instead as the title, or a boutique studio. So starting your own thing is not a bad way to begin. My last bit of advice is simply, get through the summer, have a chill, have a dream, whatever you want to do, really. Write songs, get creative eventually. Maybe just apply for jobs within audio. This kind of goes back to the first bit of finding your niche, but audio jobs could be absolutely anything, from selling hi-fis to, okay, record shops was the one, but you know, you could work in a record shop. You could record people part-time. You could make it your job to find people to record. Say, look, I can do it for X amount, so don't ask for silly money to start with, and find a job within audio. Look it up. There's live audio, conference live audio. It could be for seminars. It could be for recording for film. You know, it could be voiceover for audio books. Find your local publishers, contact them, say, look, do you need someone to help you record audiobooks or edit them? We have great clients that we work with here at my studio to record audiobooks, to make sure that they're all ready and at a good level for selling on Audible, etc. And it's just fantastic. It's a real good variety. Not something we do full time, but it's something that really keeps us busy, makes things interesting, meeting good people, authors, etc. And that way you kind of create jobs for yourself, and that is the key. And in a way, the familiar story, if you speak to most audio engineers, it is that field of either meet someone who makes it big and they bring you along for the ride, meet the right tour manager, etc., or just do it yourself. And, you know, don't stop, don't be idle. Make sure you reach out, you connect, that kind of thing. But anyway, I hope this video hasn't bogged you down. I hope it's instead given you something to think about. Remember, unfortunately, audio colleges, they are the education, they aren't the job that you'll have. So you have to kind of keep that in mind, and don't be disheartened when you leave that suddenly you feel like, oh my goodness, I haven't used a professional sound desk for years, for months, for days, whatever would frighten you the most, because you don't have that access as such anymore. Instead, figure out what your goal is and just take the stepping stones to get there. And believe me, you'll get there in some form of how it's just supposed to be. And hopefully it will just be the thing that makes you the happiest when it comes to your career and what you want to do with ultimately your education that you took. Until the next video, guys, keep well, keep making great music, stay creative, produce, write, everything. You know, don't procrastinate too much and just enjoy yourselves. All right, bye for now. Bye.